ASMR Magical Tools.
Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, this video is going to be another eclipse ritual, this time for the solar eclipse in Gemini, which is occurring the morning of Thursday, June 10th. I'm going to light some candles. This one's pretty far down there. Now, everything's going to be changing. Everything will be changing quite a bit. I was up in the mountains in Placerita Canyon earlier today, and I plucked a few little sage leaves, and they smell amazing. They smell so amazing. So I'm going to burn a little bit of sage smoke around here for my implements. It's very fragrant, very lovely. And you can see it has a lovely slow burn to it. And it doesn't get too smoky at all, just the right amount. Just the right amount. And this is going to be setting you up for your good atmosphere throughout the rest of 2021, because of course we are headed into the second half of the year already. Can you imagine? Can you even believe it? Right? So I'm just going to burn one of these little sprigs so I can put my other ones over there with my combustibles. And just let this get very imbued with the smoke, the smoke. All right, so then I'm just going to drop this down into the candle, just like that. And it will allow it to burn, and it'll be enclosed. And I can use this. We could do kind of our induction process. So just visualize the flame consuming anything that you've been holding on to that no longer serves a purpose in your life, all right? Oh, somebody's visualizing very hard, apparently. My candle has gone out. Well, for the time being, we can switch over to this candle. Visualizing very hard, I can see all of the things that are no longer serving you. This is going to be an excellent time. It's the new moon. It is in Gemini. And we are going to be experiencing a solar eclipse in conjunction with this new moon, and Sun, of course, being in Gemini. It's a mutable air energy. Air is an active element, like fire. Fire and air are the two active elements, and then earth and water are the two passive elements. So you can also go and watch the air elemental meditation if you wish to do that also. And now that you have released all of the things that are no longer serving you at this time, I think I can get this wick. There we go. And if I don't play with it, I think it'll stay lit. All right. So, allow the sounds of the glass to relax you further. I'm going to pop this on the candle warmer, actually. And while you're listening to the gentle sounds of the glass, start thinking about what you're going to bring in to replace anything that you are letting go of at this time. And I did leave my windows open while I do this eclipse ritual. I like having the fresh air, and actually I even like having a little bit of the ambient sound. There's a low rumbling sound. I don't know if you picked that up. Somebody's car. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So this little bag I got is full of Himalayan pink salt, and there are some cloves in there as well. And I got this from, I believe they're called Arcane Herbal now, in Denver when I was there. So if you get a chance to stop through there, I highly recommend it. They have different workshops and things they're doing now. And they are on Etsy also. I'm not sure. I know they were on vacation for a little bit with the Etsy shop. But the brick and mortar is definitely open. So I'm going to dump this into this little glass dish. Just like that. Just like that. And to this little glass dish, I'm going to be adding some different oils. So this is some of my drawing oil, and I've put a few other things in there too to make it very potent. I'll be putting that in there. I'll be putting this, which is this very milky kind of a perfume, which I got at the Bearded Ladies Mystic Museum in Burbank. And some of that's going to go in there as well. Now, the salt itself is a very purifying substance. And of course you get it all over your hands. I like to work with substances with which I can be tactile, so things that are not so toxic that they're going to seep in through my skin while I'm using them. And we're also going to use a little bit of blue lotus. So the Himalayan pink salt is purifying by itself. But also because it is pink, it has to do with love. Now, think also about the planets which are in the sky with the sun and the moon at this time. We have Venus is in Cancer right now, but has been in Gemini for a while. So Venus entered Cancer Wednesday, June 2nd, when the moon was in the 4th quarter and in Pisces. And at this time we have Mercury in Gemini, which is going retrograde or which has already gone retrograde. Yes. Mercury went retrograde on the 29th, so it's in Gemini and it's retrograde. But I want to bring in lots of rose quartz energy for understanding. And the pink Himalayan salt. We have a little clove in here to spice it up as well. This drawing oil, the blue lotus for intuition and understanding. The drawing oil, of course. And I just like to throw in sometimes a wild card, so that's why I put that in there. And so I have these 3 rose quartz orbs. I also have this huge chunk of rose quartz, which is very beautiful, very rough. It's not one of the darker pieces of rose quartz that I have. And I do have some other crystals here, but we'll talk about them as they come up. Right now, we're opening up our love and our understanding. So I'm going to take the bottom of this glass, and I'm just going to use it to crush that salt and the oils together. And of course you want to be kind of gentle so you don't break your glass. Now, this video is going to be going live during the solar eclipse. For those of you who are on the East Coast of the United States or any other part of the world where you will be able to watch the eclipse as it is occurring. Great. That is really, really wonderful. And now, as I mentioned, I'm very tactile oriented, and especially when we're looking at things to benefit the self-care, increasing one's empathy and understanding. So I'm just going to be working with my hands here, and we're going to be melting down inside this candle. So kind of imbuing the wax with these things as it melts. And we're going to be warming it here. Not burning this time, just warming it a bit on this candle warmer and kind of melting the wax into a talisman to hold the energy of the solar eclipse and the energy of the ritual that we will be doing. And this ritual will go live during the eclipse, but can be used at any time thereafter for relaxation and returning to this energy to help you with your work. That's starting to smell really good. Okay. So now, I have these 3 orbs, which are lovely, warm. They're not physically warm, but it's a warm energy of this rose quartz. It's supposed to open up your heart. And I have this one ball bearing. And the ball bearing is very different from the rose quartz. How is it different? It's much harder, for one. The ball bearing is a very hard material compared to the rose quartz and could easily shatter this stone. But gently rolling all of them around in my hand together, if I had my eyes closed and I didn't know that the ball bearing were the smallest of the 4, it is slightly heavier as well. You could think of it like all of the things in your life which are kind of heavy and have the potential to hurt you. Which is why when you are handling things such as your heavy and hard emotions, it's important to be very delicate. And now these also have been imbued with the wonderful pink Himalayan salts and also the oils that I was using. So now we are going to enter the second part of the ritual. And please continue to just enjoy the beautiful sounds that the glass makes. And imagine any of the difficult issues in your life passing between these two vases made out of glass and between the little knobs on the outside, and understand that as this difficult issue, which will soon be passing out of your life, goes between these two rollers, it will get ironed out. All of the little knots will get detangled, and it will make it possible for you to move forward and be productive. Because remember that with this solar eclipse in Gemini, that many things are going to be changing. Many things are going to be changing. Hopefully for the better, but inevitably some things will change for the worse. And as I rub these two pieces of glass gently together, and they make these wonderful, delicate sounds, remember too to be very gentle with yourself during this time. Like right now, I'm gently rolling over the surface of this table. Any of your concerns, any of the horribly tangled situations in your life are going to be passed through these rollers, and it's going to untangle any collected knots, and it's also going to flatten out anything that has gotten too lumpy and make it much easier for you to manage in your life. Alright? Just imagine that as these two glass vases circle around one another, that they are doing just that, ironing out all of the very inconvenient and stressful wrinkles in your life. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You're doing an amazing job so far. And just as we ground down the salt and the cloves and the oils all together, so we will grind down all of your worries and your concerns. Now, excuse me for a moment, won't you? I'm going to sweep a little bit of this salt off of my work surface. I don't need to get all of it, of course, because it has these wonderful healing properties. But I am going to brush just a little bit of the excess off of my working surface here. I have my Super 7 crystal. Super 7. There are 7 different kinds of crystal in this one crystal, Super 7. And I have my beautiful red fluorite over here. And fluorite is wonderful. It's also very purifying, very good conductor of energy. And this is a piece of plasma agate. And I love the beautiful green colors within it. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to start with the fluorite, actually, because what we're going to do is just draw all over your energy field. It's like I'm coloring it in a little bit. And this might be a little bit like, it shouldn't be too uncomfortable. It shouldn't be painful. but you might feel it kind of scratching your aura a little bit. Might be kind of tingly. So I'm not going to go too deep, so don't worry about that. I'm just going to use the tip, and we're going to kind of clean up all around the edges. So this is going to be stuff that just kind of accumulates there, and some of you are going to have more than others, admittedly. For example, as I've mentioned several times, I live in the valley, in the San Fernando Valley, which is above LA, and there's just a lot here that can get accumulated up on your around especially the closer to the ground, the parts of you which are closer to the ground. And it makes it a little bit difficult to maintain this really smooth and satiny complexion of your aura. It definitely makes that a little bit more difficult, but not impossible. It's really not impossible, no matter where you live, to eliminate stressors from your life. So don't ever feel like your situation is not going to change. Don't ever feel like these things are never going to get better, because they absolutely will. So I'm just kind of loosening this stuff up. And you might notice that I haven't gone to clear it away yet, right? But that's okay. That's where this California plasma agate comes in. And now, for those of you who are familiar with the composition of plasma, right? Plasma is kind of between a solid and a liquid, and it isn't quite one or the other. So this is going to be very good for transmuting your energy. I'm really just going to take it and slowly bring it across your auric field, just like that, okay? Just like that. And it's just going to scrape off all of that gunk from your aura that we loosened up with the fluorite. So it's almost like I'm giving your aura a nice, gentle, but vigorous spa treatment, right? Which is perfect for the eclipse. Perfect. Wonderful. Okay. And now if you have water nearby, I encourage you to take a big drink of water. And we're going to do some gentle breathing exercises while I transmute energy from the divine and direct it right into you through the screen. So what's going to happen is I'm going to point this Super 7 crystal right at you, and I'm going to be channeling divine energy down from out in the cosmos, and it's going to travel through my body, and it's going to enter your body. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a couple of deep breaths, and then we're going to start with the energy implantation. And so get into the rhythm of breathing, and then while you inhale is when I'm going to direct the energy into you. And it's very important that you be open to this and receptive. It's not going to be harmful at all. It's going to be very gentle and going to be done very lovingly. So if you would inhale for me for a 5 count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, ready? Now inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And one more. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And hold. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Excellent. Very good job. You're doing great so far. You're doing wonderful. And my candle is melting really well, so that's good. So let's move all of these out of the way. We've got all of our rose quartz that we used out of the way. I do have my box with some opals and some turquoises, and I have some scarabs and a couple of cowrie shells. And a few little gemstones. And some little pieces of ruby. So, oh, and a ball bearing. A couple of ball bearings. One of them is kind of dirty. And some different, just like, bits and bobs. They all fit in there. Couple of druzy stones, my dendritic opal here. Now, everything is going to be changing soon with the energy coming off of this eclipse. Oh, this is a stone I picked up on the beach in Malibu. But you mustn't fret over these things, because everything is changing all the time anyway. And that would be whether you notice it or not. Like your cell's turning over. Every 7 years, your cell makeup is allegedly a completely different cell makeup than it was 7 years ago. Isn't that amazing? And just look through these stones, see if anything pops out to you. Just kind of gaze at these stones for a moment. And there's some scarabs in there. And think about how mutable are the permutations possible within this collection. So we've got the two ball bearings here. One of them is very clean and one of them sturdy. These are two matched halves, and I think that they are a dyed stone. I don't think they're real turquoise. This one I believe to be real turquoise, this one, and this one. But that's not what's important, right? Because we have some other little things in here. I have this charm, if I can get it to focus. And it's like a little pharaoh's head. Someone may be king, but someone might not have to be king. I have these shells, and shells are representative of water energies, but they are also sometimes used as money. I have these scarabs, and the scarab was representative of the solar cycle. And was associated with moving the sun through the sky. Each and every one of these stones, even the ball bearings, reflect the light. And that is representative of our relationship with the sun, the fact that it gives us that light. So opals are representative of our mortality. They come from deep underground and are actually made using water. That's what gives them their beautiful, sparkling incandescence. Let's see if I can get it to show up on camera. I wonder if you can see how beautifully it sparkles on camera. turquoise is actually a copper compound, and copper is a very conductive mineral. It's very conductive. And rubies, of course, can be used to refine light into, this is a raw ruby. It has not been heated, it hasn't been cut, but rubies can be used to refine light into lasers. So just think about all of the different ways in which we here on the planet Earth foster our relationship with the sun, and have done so throughout the ages. Here we are moving into this final part of our ritual tonight. We are about halfway through the year of 2021, and this is a 20-sided die which I found on the floor at a venue I used to play in Savannah. I think I played there once, to be fair. And I found this there, and the venue is called The Wormhole. And I think they have D&D nights because I found this 20-sided die on the floor. But actually, what we will be using, this die it is a dodecahedron inside of a dodecahedron. So we have the 12 months, and we could also use it for 12 houses and 12 astrological signs if we wanted to. And then I also have these strictly astrological dice. So I'm actually, now I remember how I was going to do this. This is 20, and then I will have one of these be days and one of them be the month. So the outside is going to be the month, and the inside is going to be the day. And then I'll be rolling the 20-sided die as well, and that way we can get up to the number of days that there would be in a month. And if we get something that doesn't make sense, then it's probably time to stop. So the month is 2, the day is the 26th. So this could be for next February. I'm going to write down the dates here. And we have 2/26. We have 9/9, so that could be September of this year. We have 6, and then 19 plus 7. 19 plus 7 is also 26. So 6, 26. That could be at the end of this month. All of these we're speculating will be dates within the next year. That doesn't necessarily have to be the case, but that is my intention. We have 9, 4, and one last date of significance. We have 10, and then 15 plus 8 is 23. 10, 23. So here are our 5 dates of significance for the rest of the year. If one of these is your birthday, I hope you have a happy solar return. And look for around that time anything that is happening right now. You might see a resolution, or you might have the completion of a cycle of things that are going on right now. So now we're going to do the same thing with these astrological dice. In a way, we'll be getting a house, and then we'll also be getting a planet and a astrological sign. And first, we have the North Node in Pisces in the 4th house. So the North Node has to do with your destiny, and can be what you are destined to do in life. It can also be a lot to do with fate, and it can have to do with your purpose here in this incarnation, in this iteration and this incarnation. The sign of Pisces has to do with intuition. Here, I'll show you. The sign of Pisces has to do with intuition. It can also have to do with your relationship with your higher power. And then in the 4th house is your home and family. So your destiny might be having excellent intuition about not just your home, but possibly other people's homes as well. So for some of you, this might be about becoming a person who does house cleansings for other people, and that being your destiny. Could also be a psychically gifted real estate agent, or you could be a psychic who works from your home, or who does work from your home. Let's look at the next one. We have Jupiter in Scorpio in the 1st house. That can be about beginnings. So Jupiter in Scorpio in the 1st house. 1st house has to do with beginnings. It can also have to do with your childhood. Jupiter being wealth and expansion, and Scorpio can be death. It can be other people's resources, and it can have to do with transitions between states. So It could have been moving a lot during your childhood because of your parents getting better jobs, one or both of your parents getting a better job. It could have been that in your childhood you had an older relative who passed away and who left your family then quite a bit of inheritance. That's another possibility. Let's look at some more of these. This time we have Mercury in Leo in the 5th house. So the 5th house is Leo's house. So that's creativity, romance. Can have to do with childhood, whether that is your childhood or your child or you having a relationship with a parent. Or your relationship with your parent, rather. Because, of course, some people do have relationships with their parents, and some people really don't interact with their parents. So, of course, the kind of relationship I'm referring to is, you know, whether you get along with them very well. Maybe you're not in each other's lives right now, but you have been in the past, or vice versa. We have Mercury here also. Now, Mercury is in retrograde right now, but it's not in Leo, and whether or not it is in the 5th house depends on each individual person's birth chart, so we can't go into that necessarily right here, right now. But it would be a wonderful time for creative conversation. It could be romantic conversation as well. This would be very playful, romantic conversation. And it could be having to do with a child, having to do with someone who has a very young energy. And this could be a creative endeavor that you're taking part in with siblings as well. Remember that Mercury also is a doctor, and so if you are in need of medical assistance, this might be a good time to get it. And there might be creative options open to you now that were not available in the past. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for this ritual for the solar eclipse in Gemini on Thursday, June 10th, 2021. If you enjoyed this ritual, please let me know down in the comments. I've enjoyed doing this for you, and I really appreciate you joining me here in this space. Once this wax is kind of fully melted, I am going to be dumping it back into this mold, and that's how I'm going to get my talisman, and that will help to hold the energy from this particular ritual and from this solar eclipse. I hope that you are having a wonderful week, a marvelous month, and a great year. And I look forward to seeing all of you again very soon.